With head coach Darby Rogo live at Shell Shuckers Restaurant, now in front of the recently donated last weekend beautiful Tiffin University golf poster signed by all the golf members. Coach Rogo sitting here with us. My name is Russ Snyder, voice of the Dragons, and welcome to Tea Time to you. So really cool poster you donated last weekend.
Well, we just try to do some nice things for Scotty. Does so many nice things for us, and I hope that poster has some meaning in a couple weeks.
Yeah, no doubt. We'll talk about that. We were speculating last week. We thought for sure we thought you were going to get in. Now we know you are in. We'll talk about the field. We'll talk about everything you guys have coming up. We are live at Shell Shuckers Restaurant, located at the corners of State Route 53 and 224 here just south of Tiffin. We will do some trivia here in a little bit. We'll talk about last weekend's PGA Tour event. We'll preview this coming weekend's PGA Tour event. We'll talk a little bit about Tiffin University athletics, and we'll talk Tiffin University golf and local golf as well. But you're in. Tell us when you got the word for sure you were in, and what you're doing to prepare.
Well, it was a week ago tomorrow. It was Wednesday of last week. We had our final Raiders call of the year, and the field was set. It was turned over to the NCAA and the National Committee, and we received an email Thursday afternoon stating that we indeed did make the postseason. We were one of the top 10 teams in the Midwest region, and we qualified for the NCAA Super Regionals, which are hosted this upcoming next week at just outside of St. Louis, Missouri, in Eureka, Missouri, at Fox Run. And we're excited. I mean, it was touch and go there for a while. I mean, if you've been watching our show, you know that we went from 11 to 13 to 10, and then our top 5 finish at Winding Hollow locked it up. And what helped us was in the GLVC tournament, Indianapolis faced University of Missouri St. Louis in match play. And the reason that was because UMSL beat McKendree, which we needed to happen. And so that pretty much locked us in. And on the Raiders call, it was tough. Being a Raider myself, everybody's here's who I think the top 10 are. And GolfStat had us rated 10th. And it came to me. And, it's one of those moments where, am I going to do what's right, or am I going to vote for my team? And luckily I was able to do both, And one of the Raiders asked me, he says, how do you feel about it? And I said, I'm not here to petition for my team. This is who I think based on the numbers. And before I could even vote, a couple other guys on the call said, Darb, you guys are a solid number 10. You're a very good team. Don't even worry about it. You guys are in. So, okay, well, that makes it easy for me.
Yeah, no doubt, for sure.
So,
and then is this coming weekend, or
we leave Saturday morning. And Sunday's the practice round, and then it's 3 rounds Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 20 teams in the field, and top 4 will make it to the national championship.
And then there's also the top 4 teams, as well as there are a few select.
There'll be some individuals. Yes, it'll be
individual players that have qualified for this as well.
Correct.
But they can also qualify to move on.
Correct. Yes, there are individuals from not just the Midwest region, but the Central Regional region that have qualified as well. Like I said, there's 20 teams, 10 from the Midwest region, 10 from the Central region. And what I'm excited about is we've played a lot of these teams in the Central region. And based on their rankings, these are some of the schools we saw in Las Vegas. These were some of the teams we had played earlier in the season when we were at the Brickyard Invitational. So we're familiar with the Central region, and I'm very confident where we sit. People don't realize how strong the Midwest region was this year, specifically GLIAC. We've had numerous conversations on how strong the GLIAC is across the board. This is any indication. There are 10 teams from the Midwest region, which is comprised of the GMAC Conference, the GLVC Conference, and the GLIAC Conference. 7 of the 10 teams that qualified are from the GLIAC Conference. Wow. So there are 14 schools right now that offer golf in the GLIAC, and 50% of them are going to postseason. Yeah. That doesn't tell you how tough our conference is. I don't know what else to show you.
You could probably look across the board at different sports, not just men's golf, and be hard pressed to find one league who put half of their teams into postseason play.
And you look at the other regions. There's no one that has 50% of their conference is in the super regional, and I could argue with you that down the stretch, a team like Northwood University, if there had been another week in the season, we could have gotten knocked out and Northwood could be in. Or vice versa, they could have knocked a GLVC team out. I mean, it is, without a doubt, as we talked about all year, every weekend you had to come ready to play. And I'm just glad that our guys fought so hard throughout the year. We were such a roller coaster season, up and down. We start the season with a runner-up finish, then we finished 16th out of 16 at the Brickyard, and it's just so deflating.
Yeah.
And then to come back and struggle at the GLIAC Championship, but then to have a great tournament in Vegas, and then have a bad regional in Cincinnati, but then have a good regional in Indiana. This team has not played its best golf yet, and I really feel like this next week something special could really happen.
Sure.
And we're ready for it. We've been working hard. We've been fighting the weather. Getting out to Mohawk and working on things we need to work on. What's our in-between shots? Or last week, Corey and I. We played 5 holes together, but I put him in situations, while we were playing and said, here's what we're going to do. You're 1 shot up, you're 1 shot down. You need a par here. Just putting him in mental situations so that when he faces it on the golf course, hopefully he can close out his rounds a little bit better than he has been. So just doing everything we can to be ready and just want to be one of the top 4 out of 20.
Well, it goes back to what you preach about a lot, and that's that golf course management. I'm sure that's what your goal was. You're out there working with Corey, was just to work on that golf course.
Well, it was, and it was one of the things that we talked about is for example, we're on number 18 at Mohawk. It's a par 5. He hits an absolutely beautiful drive down the middle of the fairway. He's got 215 yards to the flag, and I said to Corey, what is it to the front of the green? And he said it is 198 to the front of the green. I said, okay, hit your 200-yard club. I said, do you hit your what do you hit 200, 205? He said, I hit my 5-iron. I said, hit that. He said, well, it's 215 to the flag. I said, it's 215 to a flag that's in the back right-hand corner. If you go long on this green, or if you miss to the right, which is what tends to happen when you're swinging your longer clubs, because he's left-handed, I said, you're in jail. Why not just make a full swing with your 5-iron? If it's your max 205 club, then you're not going to hit it over. You know that with a good balanced swing, you're not going to come over the top. You're not going to miss it right. And if you do come out of it just a little bit and miss it to left, which is his tendency, you now are not short-sighted. You have plenty of green to get up and down, and you're getting up and down for birdie. Well, he understands what I'm talking about. We play to the front edge of the green. He hits it to 4 feet, makes eagle. I looked at him. I said, someone should pay me to do this.
Yeah, no doubt. That's great. And Corey was on the program last weekend, and I'm sure it means a lot to him and the other fellow kids on the team, especially like the seniors, that getting that extra week.
Right.
It's golf, sure, but it's extra week on the team. It's an extra week with the guys, extra week on the college experience. So that's a big part of it too.
Well, to know that our season is not over. I mean, we graduate this Saturday, and we don't have any graduating seniors. Corey is a 5th-year senior, but he's already walked.
Yeah.
We can leave early on Saturday. It can be an experience for us. What's really going to help us is that we return Tyler Moranville. We'll return Luke Schlischer. We'll return Brett Green. We'll return Tyler Shepins. We'll return John Tidenberg. These guys are all going to have postseason experience.
Yeah.
You bring in our recruits that we have coming in next year, which I am so excited about. I mean, we have some really good kids coming in. But we're going to have 4 or 5 guys, because Shepins is not he's going to travel, but he's not going to participate. He was lost in a qualifier.
He gets a little bit of that experience.
But he's going to see what it's all about, and that's only going to make us stronger. And that's what I've been trying to build for all these years, is I want a program that year in and year out is competitive. And I look at this year, talent-wise, we have a lot of talent. We've talked about it. They're very young. But this is not the best team that I've coached in terms of stats. And they've had a very up and down year, and they've had good rounds, and they've had what I would consider very bad rounds. For us, the way we finished the GLIACs was just so frustrating.
Sure.
But even when we're not at our best, we are still top 10. That gives us hope. That know that it's kind of like a baseball analogy. A good pitcher wins when he doesn't have his good stuff. That's what we've done all year. We just did not click all year, but we were still competitive. We were still in the mix, and that's all I ask for out of these guys is, we've never had one guy who carries us. We've always been a team. We've always been a program, and that's what I've tried to build. And these guys understand that, and they haven't panicked, and they haven't quit, and so they deserve this opportunity. And like I said, I think we're ready to peak, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say I think we're going to do very well. And I'm just being confident for my players, but I think that something special is going to happen next week. And if it means going to a national tournament, then that's what we've done all the work for. That's why we've got up at 6 a.m. to swim, and that's why we've gone to the weight room, and we get up early when there's still dew on the ground, or we drive to Huron to hit range balls when there's 4 inches of snow on the ground and it's freezing out. That's why we do those things, to get these opportunities, and these guys deserve it.
Now, will this be an advantage or a disadvantage for your kids with the familiarity you're going to have with most of the field? Or is it, kids are going to kind of got to know what numbers they're going to have to put up?
Well, yeah. I mean, going in that we've got to be sub 300 at least 2 of the 3 rounds. And in the round, if we don't go sub 300, it can't be higher than 303, 304. I mean, depending on the golf course. This is a great golf course. We've played it twice.
That was my next question.
We've been out there. We were there last fall for an invitational. We were out there 2 years ago for an invitational because we knew this was going to be a super regional site. So we tried to get into that event hosted by Missouri St. Louis and Troy Halterman. Who I know it's going to be a great event because he is an awesome coach. He's a great friend. He runs a great program. And I know how hard he's worked to prepare this site for this championship. So we're excited about that, knowing the golf course. We're probably going to see some inclement weather, and that's okay. We don't mind that. But going in, knowing like, hey, half this field, we've beaten pretty much everyone in this field except for 4 or 5 teams, and that gives us an advantage to know that we played Southeastern Oklahoma State out in Vegas. We played with them and we beat them. We've beaten Grand Valley. We've beaten Indy. These teams are really good. I mean, there's no joke. There are no joke teams at this. I mean, everyone who's there deserves to be there. But knowing that like we can compete with them, it's not like, hey, how are we going to do? No, we can compete with these teams. We know what we can do up against them. So it's just a matter now of relaxing and having fun. And that's really what a lot of my pregame speech is going to be is let's go enjoy this. Yeah. Let's go enjoy this opportunity. Let's go have fun. Let's play relax. Let's make relaxed swings. No, the pressure's not on us because we're in the middle of the field. We're 10 in our region. We're going to be playing with the number 10 team from the Central Regional and some of the individuals. So the focus isn't going to be on us. Yeah. So we can just come from out of the shadows and do our job and not have to worry about it. There's no pressure on us.
So you guys play Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week.
Correct.
So probably have to do the show on maybe Thursday.
Thursday will be fine. We'll get home late Wednesday night, and I'll be ready to talk.
That works for me.
Good, bad, or
Mike
otherwise
will be
on
here
Thursday.
That, but he's smiling as we're talking about it. But otherwise, we'll get it taken care of. As we said, we do it every Tuesday at 11 a.m. here at Shell Shuckers. But next week we'll do Thursday after the Dragons come back and we celebrate their trip to nationals.
I like it. I like it.
All right, let's talk a little bit about some other athletics going on campus. Got a tournament game tonight with the women's lacrosse team. Finished 5-3 in the GLIAC, and they're hosting Walsh tonight, 7 p.m. for a GLIAC tournament play.
We've talked a lot about women's lacrosse and their battle this year, and I think Erica's done a great job of keeping her kids together. And we have a saying between the two of us: the next opportunity is the only one that matters, and this is the one that matters to them. It doesn't matter what they did early in the season. It doesn't matter what they did 2 weeks ago. What matters is what they're going to do tonight. And when you have a GLIAC opponent and you're playing a postseason game, throw all the records out the window and just focus on the moment that's right in front of you, and I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, that's women's lacrosse. If you're not familiar with the people in Tiffin, make sure you get out and check it out and support all the different athletics, not only at Heidelberg, but also at Tiffin University, both the high schools too, because women's lacrosse and lacrosse might be a game that you're not real familiar with here in the Tiffin area, but lacrosse is a great game, and it's a really cool and fun game to watch. So make sure you get out and support all these fine student athletes we have running around here in Tiffin. Baseball team gets by Hillsdale here over the weekend, a 4-3 victory on Sunday. They've evened up their record in the GLIAC at 13-13.
Well, baseball is another example of a sport in the GLIAC that from top to bottom everybody can play. I mean, I was talking to Joe and Jimmy last week about their opportunity to make postseason. I think it's top 6 make the postseason, and they said it comes down to what we do these last couple weeks of the season, because I think 1, 2, and 3 in the GLIAC are pretty solid, but 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 it could change up and back and forth just based on a couple head-to-head wins. And Joe, his exact quote is, we finish above 500, I think we're in. Okay. So, they don't have to go out and – I remember my senior year, we had to win 8 straight games to make the tournament.
Oh, wow.
And it was our last 8 games of the season. Yeah. So, we end up going 8-0 and squeaking in. That was tough.
I'm sure.
And we had some great leadership. I think it was my junior year, some great leadership that willed us to those victories. Knowing that you don't have to do that, it's probably a little bit easier. So.
Yeah. For sure.
I wish them the best.
Track and field, we talk about them each and every week, it seems like, as they keep qualifying more people for nationals. They just competed at the Red Hawk Invitational this past weekend down in Oxford, Ohio, with Division II teams, Division I teams. And, boy, Coach, what they're doing in track and field is just nothing short of amazing. Every single time they're out, they're qualifying for nationals.
Well, it's the same thing we talk about every week. It's just another name being added to the list going to national tournament, and it goes back to the success that they've had as recruiters. I mean, they're bringing in amazing young men and women. In fact, I was talking to Coach Kevin Keene yesterday, and he was telling me about some international athletes that are some of the best at what they do. How they're coming in next year. He's got 3 kids coming in next year that are multi, event individuals, and I mean, the smile on his face was bigger than mine when I found out we were making postseason.
That's awesome.
So they're only adding. The cupboard is definitely not going to be empty for those guys. They're just going to continue to add talent, and I mean that's, one of the things we've always thought about with golf is we don't want to rebuild, we want to reload, and it sounds like that's what they're doing.
Yeah, well, if you'd like more information on all the athletics at Tiffin, go to gotiffindragons.com. If you'd like more information on the university, go to tiffin.edu. Well, the PGA Tour, what a week. A couple of weeks here in New Orleans. I got the New Orleans Jazz Fest going on, the Zurich Classic of New Orleans, and I'm not sure how do you say that young 22-year-old's name that won it? Is it Sung Yi No?
Sounds good to me.
All right, 22-year-old winner gets $1.2 million purse at the Zurich Classic of New Orleans. I have to be honest, Darby, I didn't get a chance. Back working full time at the golf course, so I didn't get a chance to watch a whole lot, and with the kids and stuff. So I didn't see much of what happened in the tournament.
I also didn't see a whole lot of it. I know it's a very good event. A very good field. Early on in the event, I know Keegan Bradley was playing well and then struggled down the stretch. You look at some of the names that are on the list. Justin Rose was a top 10 finish. Tommy Gainey, or otherwise known as Two Gloves, has really had a solid career. He's in there. Robert Garricus was in the mix.
Charlie
Hoffman. Hey, I'm glad he got his haircut. He looks really good. Eric Compton. There are so many good young players. But this is what we've talked about. We've got another young guy, 22 years old, getting his first PGA win. Got to be exciting for him, got to be exciting for the PGA Tour that they have all these young players making a name for themselves and keeping every week exciting. I've said it. I think that the era of the domination by one player is over. I don't think we're going to see what we saw with Tiger Woods. I think we could see 3 or 4 players start to make a name for themselves, and 3 or 4 players kind of be the guys who we talk about each and every week, but no one's really stepped up and become that one dominant player. Tiger is rehabbing. There's talk that he might be back by the British Open. There's talk that he might be back by the PGA. He might be able to defend his title at Firestone. There's so much speculation. So until that point, because he is the guy that we talk about the most, but until that point, these young guys are going to step up, and I think this is the golf that we're going to see for the next 8, 9, 10 years is young players that are fearless, that are going to go out and maybe have 2 or 3 good weeks, and you won't hear from them again, or they might have a good week, a bad week, a good week, and you don't hear from them, and then they might go on a little tear. I think we're going to have a lot of different major winners over the next 5, 6 years. I don't think we're going to see one guy be dominant, and that's okay. That's good for the sport.
Yeah.
You want it to be exciting, and I think that that will be fun. But I do think that for the PGA to be as successful as it possible, we need a dominant player.
You need superstars.
We need a superstar that's going to separate himself, and to find out who that's going to be next, we don't know.
That's going to be the fun part of it,
right? It could be Jordan Spieth. It could be this young man. But I think that we're going to see a lot of transition this summer and how the PGA Tour is evolving. And listen, if we have a new winner every week, that's okay. It's exciting to talk about.
Well, you coach golf. That's pretty well known. But this young man, 22 years old, he gets his first tour victory. Now, he's qualified for the PGA Championship. He's qualified for next year's Masters. That'll take a lot of the pressure off, knowing, okay, I know I'm playing in these tournaments over the next year and a half. Now it's just go out and have some more fun with it, you think? Or?
Oh, sure. Well, at 22 years old, there's no doubt right now he was playing for his career. Not maybe to this event, but at 22 years old, and being a relative unknown, he's playing for his career. He's looking for sponsorship. He's looking for support. And with these wins, he now has secured himself opportunities. He takes away Monday qualifying. You get to play at Augusta National. I mean, you have one good weekend there. You may have made enough money to support you for the whole year. And so, these wins are not just important for their checkbook, but it's also important for their mental status as well. Knowing that they're in events and they don't have to grind out every weekend. This is an opportunity for him. He could now take a week off. What a lot of people don't understand is these good young players, they have to play every weekend because they're trying to make cuts, because they're trying to make money, and they're trying to establish themselves as legitimate tour players. That takes a toll on your body. That takes a toll on you mentally. I don't care what sport it is. If you have to grind it out every week for 50, it seems like 50 weeks because you got your practice time and everything, you're eventually going to get worn down. That's why you see guys like Tiger and Phil and the top-notch players who are established financially. They only play 15, 16 events a year.
More selective.
Because they can select what they want to play in, because they're not playing for their career. They're playing for opportunities to win. And so these young guys, when they win like this and it gets them exemptions, it really does help them more mentally and physically than anything else.
Well, a young man like that, on a weekend where he doesn't win, if he's lucky enough to make the cut, he'll play on Sunday. Then, but a lot of times they're in a plane heading to the next tournament Sunday night because
Correct.
there may not be familiarity with the course, and other times there's Monday qualifying. So there's, get done on Sunday, shake your hands, grab a bite to eat, and then you're heading off to the next one. So there's no rest at all.
No, and that's what people don't understand. Is it for the guys who we don't hear about every weekend on the Golf Channel, or the guys we don't hear about every weekend on ESPN, they are grinding it out.
I think grind is a perfect word to describe it.
And some of these guys are still playing web.com events because they're trying to make a paycheck.
One of the headlines I saw was the PGA Tour threw an event in New Orleans, and the web.com took it over.
Correct.
All these young players that were all over the leaderboard.
Yeah, I mean, look at the leaderboard. Most of those guys are web.com graduates, and a lot of them have made won those exemptions. And speaking of that, I want to take a moment. Justin Lauer, who played at Malone University, who obviously have a lot of respect for,
Sure.
one of the best teams in the country, was just announced that he received a web.com. He won a Monday qualifier to play in web.com and received an exemption, sponsors exemption, into the Memorial Tournament this summer.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so to see a player from our level,
Yeah.
and a young man that I know and a young man that I respect and is a tremendous golfer, as good as a golfer is, he's 10 times better a person. So I want to congratulate Justin
That's awesome.
on making into the Memorial. I tweeted at him. I said, I can't wait to watch you play at the Memorial on the weekend. So
Yes.
hopefully, but just to see a guy who was an NAIA golfer, our level, right? He graduated from Malone as they were going through the transition into Division II. To see him make it and be as successful as he has been is just great, and it gives a lot of hope to a lot of the young players that we have.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Wish him nothing but the best of luck at the Memorial Tournament. And, a kid around Ohio who gets an opportunity and then gets to play in the Memorial, even a little bit more special.
And that's awesome. It's great.
Well, the PGA Tour's at the Wells Fargo Championship this coming weekend at Quail Hollow Club just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. An absolutely beautiful golf course.
Oh,
Absolutely.
fantastic facility.
And we'll talk about our trivia questions with concerning that tournament in Quail Hollow. Why don't we go ahead and ask Corey and Blake to come on over. Gentlemen, come on over. I guess, Corey, you're going to let Corey fill in for you again?
Well,
What did you do,
we
1
had
and
some
2 last
discussion. He was not very happy with his performance last week, and I said, we'll give you a mulligan. We'll let you try again.
All right, but
and,
don't forget, his numbers go on your scorecard.
and that's fine. You know what? I trust my guy. He's going to be my assistant coach next year. I think he's going to lead us this next week into some really special territory. So I'm going to give him a mulligan and let him come back in here and take over on trivia.
Well, let's let him sit down here, and we'll ask these trivia questions, and we'll come back. We'll talk a little NHL playoff hockey, the Columbus Blue Jackets being eliminated, all the big news going around in the NBA. We'll talk about that a little bit if we want. And we got to talk a little bit about commencement this weekend. It's a huge weekend on a college campus with commencement. So
Sounds
let's
good.
invite these young men in here. See, Blake, I called you a young man. Our trivia questions this week will be concerning the tournament at Quail Hollow Golf Club this coming weekend. How you guys doing today?
Doing good. How are you?
Corey, did you do your homework again?
We just looked up what event was.
All right, I tried to look up at a couple different sites because I figured I can't just Google and take the top search because you guys are looking at that too. So, all right, coming into today's action, Blake is at top of the 11-4 record. Scott here at Shell Shuckers is 7-8, and Darby 6-9. And Corey, you got to pick it up after last week.
I
You didn't
gotta-
do too good.
I wasn't put in a great situation with.
All right, we'll
with
go ahead and turn those over, and we'll get started. I have Scott's answers here with me as well. So another 3-question round this week. Our first question is, what PGA tournament was first held at Quail Hollow Club from 1969 to 1979? Was it the Wells Fargo Championship, the Kemper Open, or the Heritage Golf Classic?
Going back to those days, I'm not too sure I'm familiar with that. Many years before my time, but I'm going to go with C, the Heritage Golf Classic.
Corey?
Okay, well, I know the Wells Fargo Championship is the tournament that's held there now, so I'll say the Heritage Golf Classic as well.
Well, Scott answered with the Wells Fargo Championship. The Wells Fargo Championship started when this tournament stopped playing there, and the actual answer is B, the Kemper Open. So the Heritage Golf Classic is also, Darby got that one right. Uh-oh, Corey. No, the Heritage Golf Classic, I believe, is held in South Carolina or Georgia, one of those states. So it was another southern tournament I thought I'd throw in there to try to get you. Okay, our second question. Holes 16, 17, and 18 at Quail Hollow Golf Club. Fairly famous, 3 of the toughest finishing holes on tour. They go by what nickname? Is it A, Green Acres, B, the Country Mile, or C, the Green Mile?
I'm going to go with C, the Green Mile. I know I've heard that name before, and I'm pretty sure that's familiarized with the Quail Hollow.
Okay, and Corey?
I'm going to go with B, the Country Mile.
I just made the country mile up when I was doing the answer. Scott also answered with the Green Mile, and that's what it is. It is Green Mile. Darby 2 for 2. And what's
I thought
Corey?
that was a movie.
It is, yes. All right, our final question here today. Who set the scoring record at the Wells Fargo Championship in 2008 with a score of 16 under par? Was it Tiger Woods, Anthony Kim, or Sean O'Hare?
Ooh, you know,
Wow.
we got Anthony
The
Kim
only
there,
hint
who
I'll
was-
give you is that these three answers were the 3 champions in 2007, 8, and 9. I don't know if that helps
Okay.
you, but I'll tell you that much.
These guys are Sean O'Hare, Anthony Kim, and Tiger have been proved to go low at times, and I don't know. I'm gonna go with my man Tiger Woods. Hey,
Okay, and Corey?
It's kind of hard to bet against Tiger, especially in 2008. So I'll say Tiger as well.
Okay, and Scott also guessed Tiger Woods, and Anthony Kim is our correct answer at B. Corey goes 0 for 3. Darby goes 3-0, but Corey sits in for him. So,
I'm just picking up his pace that he left me at.
all right, those are our answers today. The PGA tournament held there originally as the Kemper Open. The Green Miles, holes 16, 17, and 18, and Anthony Kim set that scoring record at 16 under par. So, well, while you're here, Blake, why don't you talk a little bit about your girls' play at the GLIAC Championships?
yeah, we played at GLIAC Championships last weekend, in Winding Hollow. It was a great golf course, never been there before. It was really tough setup. We struggled the first day with the weather, just couldn't get it going from the start. But we did improve the second day, improved by 20 shots, which I was extremely proud of the girls for doing. So we did a great job on that part. And then again on the third day, just couldn't get the opportunities going and made some few silly mistakes and missed some opportunities that we could have taken advantage of. In the end, I thought the girls played with a lot of heart. We never gave up, which I was extremely proud with, and we worked hard through the entire weekend. So ended up finishing 9 out of 10. Wasn't where we wanted, wasn't what the team goal wanted, but we worked hard, we played hard, and we never gave up. So going into the end of the season, that's what I expected, that's what I wanted of the girls, to not give up on the golf course. So by doing that, I was happy with I guess where we ended.
So, what are you losing off of your team this year as you move forward towards next school year?
We lose our senior Abby Martin. She played 1 all year. She was without a doubt the most consistent player on our team. She really led the team from the front, worked hard, was dedicated, put in all the effort and time. So she will be sorely missed on our team.
You bringing in some recruits this year as well?
Yes, bringing in some very good recruits. We've got Natalia Nelson from around Aurora, Ohio, and then got Marissa from Defiance, and then also got Sarah from Florida. Was able to get a recruit up from Florida, and then Alexandria from Cincinnati. So we got some good recruits coming in. Still working on them, but we're probably going to look good next year, and I'm looking forward to that.
Awesome. And Corey, pretty excited for next weekend?
I am. I'm excited. It's a good feeling that we've made it, and for the 3rd consecutive year, just the excitement of Super Regionals is always awesome. So we're looking forward to it.
So go low, right?
Yeah.
Go low.
Yes.
All right. And I believe we're about out of time here on Tea Time to You with Darby Rogo. If you're in the Miami Street area this coming Saturday, don't forget, folks, commencement going on campus. Be careful. There'll be lots of cars everywhere, lots of people walking all over the place. So just watch out for folks. I actually will be one of the people graduating this Saturday from Tiffany University. So thank you to Shell Shuckers, Scott Turner, and his staff here at Shell Shuckers taking care of us. And thanks to everybody tuning in today for Tea Time to You with Darby Rogo. I'm Russ Snyder, voice of the Dragons, saying thank you so much for tuning in. And go to tiffin.edu for more information on Tiffany University, and go Tiffin Dragons for more information on athletics. Thank you so much.